Wakanda is a kingdom of many secrets.
Welcome to the channel, fellow Wakandians. Today we unpack the jaw-dropping finale of Eyes of Wakanda, the 4-episode animated series on Disney Plus that ties directly into the Black Panther movies. At first glance, it's beautiful history lessons, bold animation, and standalone mini-stories. But in the last moments of episode 4, everything changes. A time travel twist flips the MCU timeline on its head and redefines the meaning of Wakanda Forever. Let's break down how it unfolds, why it matters, and what it means for the future of Wakanda in Phase 6 and beyond. Before we enter Wakanda, a heads up. Wakandan lore is vast. If you're a fan of deep-cut comics and mind-bending MCU references, hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into Marvel's hidden dimensions. Every like, every comment, every new subscriber helps us keep bringing you insights you won't get anywhere else. We appreciate your support. Let's get right into it. The series is structured as an anthology, 4 30-minute episodes, each following members of the Hattusarazi, Wakanda's covert elite force, on missions across history to recover stolen vibranium artifacts. These missions span from ancient Troy to piratey-run seas and evocative global eras. The animation style hand-painted, inspired by artists like Ernie Barnes, makes each episode feel like its own cinematic world. On the surface, each story stands alone, but there are recurring themes: loyalty to Wakanda, isolationism, myth and artifact, and the constant protection of vibranium from outsiders. In the 4th episode, titled roughly around 1896 in Ethiopia, Adwa, we meet a young Wakandan prince named Tafari and his advisor Kuda, tasked with retrieving a stolen vibranium axe that landed in the hands of a pirate turn merchant. They succeed, but the story takes an unexpected turn. A future Black Panther, voiced by Anika Noni Rose, appears. She's the last Panther from a devastated future in which Earth was overrun by an alien species known as the Horde. In her reality, Wakanda's long isolation meant it never intervened in global crises, and the rest of the world was lost. So, she travels back in time to this mission in Ethiopia, looking for what could change history. The axe they retrieved is the same axe that centuries later, Killmonger will discover in a British museum and use to launch his Black Panther coup in Black Panther 2018. That coup will eventually compel T'Challa to open Wakanda to the world. That act of openness is the pivot point. It begins Wakanda's international engagement, the chain reaction that eventually enables global aid, alliances, and resistance to external threats. Without it, the Horde still crushes Earth. So here's the big reveal. The missions in Eyes of Wakanda weren't just recovering artifacts, they were preserving causal anchors in history that would shape Wakanda's future trajectory. The future Black Panther ensures the artifact stays in Wakanda's lineage so Killmonger can discover it later. That discovery and T'Challa's eventual response become the tipping point for Wakanda's global emergence. This revelation reframes Wakanda's isolationism not as passive pride, but deliberate preservation of a future path. And it rewrites Killmonger's arc. His radical disruption becomes part of a larger destiny designed to break Wakanda's isolation at exactly the right moment. Interestingly, Chadwick Boseman once publicly interpreted Black Panther somewhat counterintuitively, that T'Challa might represent the preservation of power and privilege, whereas Killmonger, by challenging Wakanda to help oppressed people of African descent around the world, could be seen as the hero or visionary. That insight resonates here, as Eyes of Wakanda subtly reframes Killmonger's brinkmanship as a necessary disruption that was always part of Wakanda's fate. Todd Harris, the showrunner, emphasizes that Wakanda Forever isn't just a motto, it's a through line representing commitment across generations to secure a future none of them will ever see. The series highlights how guardians across time believe in something bigger than themselves, protecting vibranium artifacts, maintaining Wakanda's hidden path, ensuring that the right people find them at the right time, and in doing so, shaping a future that can resist cosmic threats even though they'll never be alive to witness its results. It recasts Wakandan storytelling as an intergenerational mosaic, not only about individual heroes, but a long chain of actions and ripples through history. The future Panther's warning raises bigger questions too. If the timeline is so fragile, what happens next? Is Wakanda truly ready for threats far beyond politics and resource wars? And if one Panther could travel back to protect the timeline, what other hidden guardians might still be out there, watching, nudging, making sure the next Black Panther or the next Shuri steps forward at the right moment? It also connects to the larger MCU in clever ways. Phase 4 and Phase 5 have danced around the multiverse and time travel, Loki, Kang, Doctor Strange, but Wakanda's time loop shows a different side. This isn't a cosmic accident. It's a human choice. Generations of people protecting secrets, shaping history step by step, so the world stays on track. So when you hear Wakanda Forever after this finale, it hits different. It's not just about one king, one queen, or one generation. It's about every ancestor, every warrior, every quiet protector who carried a piece of that future without ever seeing it. It's the idea that the nation's true strength isn't just vibranium or technology. It's faith in each other across time. Eyes of Wakanda might only be 4 episodes, but its ending plants seeds for everything that could come next. Will Shuri pick up this hidden history and dig deeper? Will the next Black Panther see themselves as just a ruler or a guardian of the timeline? Will we see more ancient missions, more relics waiting to resurface, more proof that Wakanda's future has always depended on its past, staying hidden but intact? And what about the threats waiting in the wings? If the Horde exists in one possible future, could the MCU adapt it into the next big enemy after Doctor Doom? Or does this hint that Wakanda will be Earth's last shield when all other defenses fail? Eyes of Wakanda may only be 4 episodes long, but its final moments deliver one of Marvel's most meaningful twists in years. What felt like world-building vignettes becomes the backbone of Wakanda's destiny. At its heart, the show is about how actions ripple beyond lifetimes. Guardians in history pass the torch quietly, ensuring that when the time comes, Wakanda becomes the global power it must be. It elevates Wakanda Forever from slogan to philosophy, a legacy spanning centuries. And most surprisingly, it turns Killmonger into an almost prophetic figure. The villain who pushed T'Challa to open Wakanda? He may have been fulfilling a greater design. That's it for now. Let me know what artifacts stood out to you, or which Wakandan era you'd want to explore next. And don't forget to hit subscribe for deep dives into more Wakanda lore. See you in our next video. Wakanda Forever.